Okay, so I'm at the Jeep dealer. Just picked up the Jeep, getting the airbag recall completed, and had them check engine light that's on. And as you can see, just idling, sitting in the parking lot, it's pinned at 99 psi. So they kind of confirmed what I already thought. The oil pump is bad. It's stuck in high pressure mode. So they wanted $950 to replace the oil pump. I ordered the part for $170, and I'm going to do it myself. Okay, a few days later, got some parts. Got a new O-ring for the pickup tube, and a new oil pump from Mopar. Pump was $170. This O-ring was $10. And I got some ultra gray because it's 1/3 the cost of Rebond from Mopar. Alright, got the Jeep pulled in. Gonna start by draining the oil. Alright, while it's draining, I'm going to change the filter while I'm thinking about it and disconnect the battery. Alright, I'm starting unbolting the oil pan. Looks like most of them are 13s. This bracket has to come off as well. The exhaust is hanging on too. And there's a couple of rubber plugs right here towards the back that are hiding a couple bolts as well. Alright, start getting those off. Little rubber plugs there. Oh my god. Fucking ridiculous. Okay. I think that's actually what happened. They are tins, indeed. Okay. Okay, so I've been fighting with this for like 10 minutes, but the best way to get this out that I just found was to, and this is the cooler, this is the line for the cooler brackets for transmission. Put a pair of needle nose around this plastic piece, and I just pried down, and it popped right out. Just like that. Boom. Gotta get this guy out too. This is the electrical harness for the solenoid on the oil pump. Alright, so I've just been struggling with how to get this dipstick tube unbolted, and then I realized it's like right here. So if you could just get the splash shield off. I've taken out like 3 10mm bolts, and I'm working on these oh, Christmas tree clip things. There. I should be able to pull that out far enough to get to that bolt for the dipstick. I know those clips sounded like they broke, but they didn't. If you don't have one of these, you should definitely get one. Generally those don't break when you pull them out, and you can usually reuse them sometimes. They're pretty crappy, but you can stick them back in there. Alright. I think I got it. It's that guy right there. Looks like a 13. Oh. Oh, shit. Okay, it's out. It's out. Let's pull the inner fender out. Alright, I think I'm ready to start prying this thing. Got my rusty trusty pry bar. And see what happens. Okay, so I was close to giving up because this pan is ridiculously on there. But I took this wheel off the passenger side. I stuck this in one of the pry grooves on the back. I put this pipe on it. Stood up and pulled as hard as I could. And you see it? You see the gap? Is it? Oh yeah. I don't know what's coming across on camera, but I got half of it broken off. Okay, now to figure out how to get the rest. Okay, more progress. I've got the bar coming in from the top, resting on that flange right there. I can stick it straight down right here behind the radiator. See it going down in there? Oh, focus. Focus. There you go. Come on. Come on. There you go. Look at that. It's coming apart. Oh yeah. Look at that. We got separation. Oh. Still gotta get that oil pickup tube out, but let's see. Oh yeah. She's off. She's dangling. Okay, so I kind of did this in the wrong order. You're supposed to remove the dipstick too before you unbolt the pan, and I didn't do that, but I got it out now. I don't even know if I could, to be honest, but I got it out. So let's lower this thing and hopefully not spill oil everywhere. Okay, I got it. Oh, let's take a look here. There's the Jeep innards. And right there is the oil pump. You see the tensioner, the orange thing. Alright. Let's finish getting it out. I gotta get that clip out too. Right there. That clip has to come out. Alright. Well, I got the pan here. I'm gonna scrape it, gasket scraper, real gently. Scotch-Brite. And some brake clean. It's actually not that bad. Alright, so next thing it says to do is remove the pickup tube, and I still got to get that connector out. So I'm going to spray that connector with a little bit of WD-40, let it be soaking while I'm working on that pickup tube. Looks like it's a 10. It is a 10. I can just stick my hand in there. It's always the things like this little connector. It's like, this should take 5 seconds to disconnect, but it ends up taking 20 minutes because you can't get to it. Alright, I finally got it. It took a little bit of way too much effort, but I got that connector off. I ended up having to stick a right angle pick behind it and kind of pry it off this way rather than pulling it because it just was so stuck. Alright, now I gotta get that metal clip off too. Got some safety glasses on in case that little clip goes rocketing out of there and ends up in orbit. Hopefully it doesn't end up in my eye. Alright, get that out of the way. And the pump comes with a new one of these clips, but I'm still going to try to save this one if I can. See, again, like, this should take 3 seconds. But you just can't get in there with anything to get it off. Oh, did I get it? Oh, I got it! Yes! Couldn't even see it. Alright. Just push that little guy in. Get in there. Oh man, that's really stuck. Okay. I just pop it with the back of the screwdriver. Ow. Okay. This doesn't have to be reused, so I got no issue breaking it if that's what it wants. I'll give it a little tap here. I just need it to go in a little so I can get it out from the inside of the engine. There we go. Okay, that did it. Oh, I forgot it had that thumb. Okay, yep, I'm an idiot. Alright, whatever, it's out. So there's actually a little thumb on it right here. On this side. And I forgot about that. So I just whacked it with a hammer anyway. You know, that worked fine. That worked fine. We're good. Let's move on. Okay, now I got to push that tensioner back. I'm gonna hold it in place with a 3mm Allen key, and then I'm gonna use a T45 to take that oil pump sprocket gear off, and then take the tensioner off. And then we can get the actual oil pump out and be halfway done. There's what that clip looks like, by the way, that holds that electrical connection on the outside. It did fly out of there, but I found it. Alright, so I'm glad I paused for a second, because apparently I gotta release pressure on the tensioner first. Or, sorry, crack the nut on the sprocket. Uh-oh, don't tell me to strip that. Okay. Alright. There we go. That's what it was. Alright. We gotta slack that in. Okay, so you gotta use the long end. I was trying to use the short end. Alright, let's get that sprocket off. This has to come off very carefully. Apparently needle noses are good for this too. Oh yeah, got it. Okay, got it. Alright, now the tensioner can come off. Push it back, take the pin out. Tension can question mark? Oh. Okay, I guess not. I'll let it sit there till we get the. Oh. Could have swore I could. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I got it. Okay. Tensioner. Okay. Now the only thing left to do is get that damn oil pump out. Alright. Oh. The camera's about to die right as the pump comes out. That's pretty typical. Alright. As expected, camera died. Right as the oil pump came out, whatever. So this whole thing, the only thing that's actually bad is this little solenoid. But you can't get just the solenoid, you have to order the whole new pump. Efficiency. Alright. Alright, there it is. We'll start cleaning off this gasket on the block, and then I'll be halfway done. I'll start putting it back together. Alright, I just spent like a good 2 hours cleaning this mating surface on the block. I'm a little worried because it keeps getting wet with more oil that's dripping, so I hope that doesn't cause issues with the RTV setting. So I'm going to spray it with brake clean before I apply any, and I'm definitely going to put extra around the back where the flex plate is, because that was really hard to clean, and it's still not perfect, but it's gonna have to do. And a little bit extra on the front around the timing cover. Alright, let's get the new pump in. Alright, that took forever, but I got that clip, or that connector back in. Let's bolt it up. Let's do it. Okay, sprocket. Oh, scheiße. Okay. Oh, already? Awesome. Hey. Okay. It's all back together. Whew. Gotta put the pickup tube back on, electrical connection, and then get this pan back on. Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay. Done. Alright, once again, it took way longer than it should have, but I got that clip, that metal clip on the electrical connector, and I got it plugged back in. So I think the only thing left to do is put the pan on and torque it after an hour, let it sit, and then put some oil in it, fire it up. Okay, so this is funny. I was doing one more cleaning of the pan, and I noticed that there was some silicones, or some of the 3 bonds, like that one. So that's still in there. Well, this socket, this is a 6 millimeter, fits perfect right there. And I've just been hammering out little circles of 3 bond. So I don't know, just getting them out of the way. Thought that was a cool tip. All right, I don't know how much I'm gonna film with this next part because I'm gonna be moving pretty fast. Better put the RTV on it and get it up there hand tight. Got my bolts ready. I get it up there hand tight till it starts to squeeze the RTV out, and then wait, let it sit for an hour, come back, final torque, and then wait 24 hours to put oil in it. So here we go. Alright, I got it globbed up like the instructions say on the RTV. So I'm gonna get it slid up under there and get it in place. It's not heavy, but it's awkward. Oh crap, I already got it on the transmission cooler line because I'm a fucking hack. Alright, I've got it all back together. Still got to do the final tightening, final torque. I got to wait another 45 minutes. And these 2 plugs right here. Still got to put those back in, but I got to get those bolts still. So, alright, let's put the dipstick tube back in and bolt it on and get that inner fender back on. Get the tire back on. Alright, it's been an hour. Got Jeep put back together on this side. Got shop cleaned up decently. I got my torque wrench ready. Let's do this final torque. 108 inch-pounds. Put those rubber caps in. And that's it. Wait till tomorrow. Put some oil in it. I think I'm done. Put some oil in it tomorrow. Hope for the best. Okay, it's been 36 hours. Let's put some oil in it and see if it leaks. Alright, so I got the battery reconnected. I've got oil in it. Now, one thing you can do with a JK, and at least most newer domestic vehicles, I'm pretty sure, is whenever you go to start the engine, if you push the throttle pedal all the way to the floor and try to start it, it'll trigger a warning in the ECU, since this is drive-by-wire, and it won't actually fire the engine, so you can prime it without starting the engine fully. So let's get going through the vehicle information. Go to vehicle info. I'll scroll down to oil pressure. Alright, got oil in it, battery's connected, everything's tightened up. Let's give it some priming. Foot to the floor and turn the key. Alright, see, it's building pressure there. Trying to. There it goes. 34, 36, 40, 46, 54, 62, 67, 70. One more time. Alright. Got up to 85 PSI. Alright. I'll take my foot off the gas. And let's go check for leaks underneath really quick. Okay. Don't see any leaks yet. Okay, let's prime it. Okay. Alright, I didn't see any leaks, so let's try to fire it up. So what I'm going to do is keep it on the oil pressure, watch it, make sure it's building as I start it. Once it gets running, I'm going to hop out and look underneath, make sure there's no leaks. Now when it's cold, it normally stays high pressure like that, so let's see if it goes back down. Well, it's not leaking and I don't have a check engine light on yet, but it's still pegged at 99 psi. Drove around the block, it's warmed up. Still pegged. So let's turn it off, turn it back on, see if that makes any difference. Reset. Pegged. Well, I'm guessing it's the oil pressure sending unit now, not the actual oil pump. Alright, so I just drove around a little bit on the highway, put maybe 20 miles on it, just making sure there was no leaks. Check engine light came back on. This time it's just the sensor code, P0520. So one of the codes is gone, but now I still have this one. So looks like I need to change the oil pressure sensor as well. So I'll probably make a second video about that. This one's gone on way long enough, but no leaks or anything underneath. It's running okay, runs like it always has. So anyway, okay, so the oil pump replacement did not clear the P0520 code, which is engine oil pressure sensor switch circuit, but it did clear the P06DE code, which is engine oil pressure control circuit stuck on. So it looks like I need to replace the oil pressure sensor as well. I've ordered a new one and new intake manifold gaskets. I got everything from Quadratech. Sensor is $36.99. The gaskets were $39.99 with tax and everything. It's $85.35. So I'm going to make a separate video about that. There's already some good information out there and some videos, but I just want to make my own video and get as much information out there as possible, because a lot of dealers are charging anywhere up to $400. Some of them I've seen for $600. Some of the quotes that the guys on the forums are talking about. I'm not going back to my dealer for anything else, so I'm just going to fix it myself. To replace the oil pump, the dealer quoted me $950. I purchased the parts myself from a reputable seller on eBay. They're all Mopar parts. The pump was $158.91. With tax, it was $172.04. And the pickup tube O-ring was $962. With tax, was $10.42. That's a complete rip-off for an O-ring. So total for those parts was $182.46, but I also needed 6 quarts of oil, a new oil filter, which was about $35, and then one small tube of RTV, which was $5.99. So in total, I spent $223.45 replacing the oil pump. I'd saved about $726 doing that job myself over what the dealer quoted. So service centers like that, dealers like that, are exactly why I started working on my own vehicles. You know, $700 savings that's a lot of money. So start to finish, to replace the oil pump, it took me about 8 hours. I didn't need any special tools or anything, but I did need a torque wrench in inch-pounds and a torque wrench that could go low enough in foot-pounds, because you have to go down to 18 foot-pounds for that, for the oil pump gear. Let's see, the hardest part was breaking the pan loose. That 3-bond adhesive stuff is no joke. That was definitely the hardest part, getting the leverage to break that pan off. And the most time-consuming part was cleaning the pan and the block from that 3-bond. So I'll provide part numbers for everything I used in the description, but it's all the latest Mopar part numbers that you can find. I think this is the 15th revision or something like that of that pump, so it's not a very good part, in my opinion. And it's a perfect example of electronic crap being added to vehicles that just fails. So the mechanical portion of the pump is fine, but the little tiny solenoid, electrical solenoid on the pump that switches it from high pressure to low pressure mode is what fails. So I don't know. I understand that they're trying to get, you know, efficiency and fuel economy and that sort of thing, but it's not efficient or economical to have to replace parts constantly. So I don't know. Little rant there. Pretty annoyed about that, but hopefully this gets it fixed whenever I replace the sensor, and supposedly that job's not as hard, so we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody, and do it yourself. You can do it.